Fashion Tech Alliance involves higher educational institutions, small, medium, and big enterprises, and the research center. This project has been co-founded by the Erasmus Plus program of the European Union and is aimed to facilitate knowledge exchange between partners and to design and pilot learning experiences to engage students in a fashion tech residency program, embedding young talents in the company's innovation activities. A central objective of the project is to design multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary, and intersectoral learning activities involving international students from 5 European universities. The contents of the lectures have been specifically created to match the needs of fashion tech learning. They have become open educational resources to allow future engagement between a European-wide fashion and textile HEI community, and are available under Creative Commons Sharealike 4.0 with the aim of a wide and free distribution, access, use, and reuse. Ready to learn more about fashion tech? Enjoy the lecture.
So I think you guys have heard of this a million times. Our core hypothesis is that the reason why there's a fashion crisis is there's an over-reliance on physical retail. And, in order to make things better, we have to make the fashion industry much more digital. So so digital fashion doesn't have these problems, and not to overemphasize, I know you've heard this a million times, but, the Travis Scott Fortnite partnership, the fabricant selling the dress, digital on the blockchain, and Hanifa having a 3D fashion show, like all of these were more on the upside, while physical fashion is going on the downside. And so I put together a team of about 12 to 15 people, and what we do is we create things like virtual fashion shows, digital jewelry, bags and shoes, avatars, lifelike avatars, and also digital clothes, which can exist for like augmented reality, virtual reality, or for fashion adverts in magazines. And our core product, our proprietary product, is trying to teleport people to their favorite stores from home via VR headsets. We feel like this is the next level in retail. And, we're happy to have worked with Define. We got a grant from Epic Games to, take our product to the next level. And, we're also on the NVIDIA Inception program. So it works by, using an Oculus Quest and VR headset. The idea is to sort of, if someone is in Italy and they want to go shopping in Dubai, you don't have to travel there. You put on the headset and all of a sudden you appear in like your favorite store in Dubai. And you can shop, you can see how the clothes look like on your avatar. And it's sort of, the world isn't there yet, but our idea is that, it's better to build for a time that isn't ready, so that when, the VR headset is much more popular, then, we are able to be one of the first to do it rather than try to play catch up then. And so, in terms of competitive landscape, we exist more to do intersection of e-commerce and digital, which we describe as far-fetched for virtual reality. So we target millennials who are really interested in luxury fashion because we feel like this is the next step. Once people on this call get great jobs, have a lot of money, they're going to want to spend big on luxury. So we are targeting to be ready for them when this shift happens, when they become the major spenders. And so the marketing strategy is to partner with fashion influencers, which is one thing a lot of VR companies haven't done yet. There's a very huge space there to partner with your favorite influencer to get the word out, to have people buying VR headsets. And so our team is made up of 3 people. So I do more of the UX retail design part of it. We have a chief, a designer, and we also have a VR person who works on the tech side of things. Also mentored by Bora, Christina, and Federico has been very helpful. And I think this is pretty much the progress we've made so far. And I think the next decade is pretty much me. I'm trying to explain what to do in terms of starting a VR fashion business. Thank you, Dario. A startup is a company designed to grow fast, and it's pretty much your passion in combination with the customer's pains. Before working on Through Digital, I had a startup I've been working on for 2 years, but I failed massively. So I just want to explain that, like, whenever you have a great idea and an idea you think is great, the worst thing you can do is to outsource anything. So what I did was I outsourced the UI design, I outsourced the development, and the app got on the App Store after a year, and the market had moved on. So I was too obsessed with the idea, and rather than going for an MVP first, I went to try to build this big idea instead of trying to solve the problem in the smallest way possible. And so why I understand now is the process that works is for you to be the main researcher. So you have to be obsessed more with understanding problems than with your idea. You have to solve problems with the MVP first, then recruit teammates to scale the solution with the product, get traction, and then raise for expansion. So in other words, build the business before you build the product. So as the founder, as the CEO, like you have to be obsessed. It has to keep you awake at night. You have to really, really think deeply about what the problem the customer has. So you can do things like competitor analysis, who else is doing this? How can I do it better? Open-ended interviews, ask a lot of people. You can ask professionals like Kiara, Darian, and the other mentors, the other startup founders that join the call about the problem they're trying to solve. They'll give you insights. And then the key takeaway is to figure out a big problem that needs to be solved. And then you solve the problems with an MVP. So use social media, you can tweet, put on Instagram, who has a problem with this? I'm trying to solve this. If you need to build anything, you don't need to go to investors yet. You can sort of ask your friends and family for some money to get an MVP out there. And you have to learn from customers who are using this. So listen well and improve the product with every suggestion. And then now you have traction and a better user journey. You understand how people are going from buying your product to using it. And then you can simplify that journey with a real digital product. And so when you're done with this, what you then do is to recruit your teammates. So you build a digital product team to then build the beta, which is the digital product. So to understand, know how to give for the talent to join, you have to bribe them. A good way to find talent to join your team is LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. And you have to have a very big vision because you need people, because you can't pay the salary yet. You need to sort of like let them feel like this is the greatest thing ever. So they can, drop what they're doing and decide to join your vision. And from here, you design and build a scalable product that people can download and visit. And so the people you need on your team are like a designer, someone who has a great eye for design. They use tools like Adobe XD, Figma, Sketch, and they prototype what the eventual product will look like. And so it's very important to ask them if they designed something for a company that exists before, and not just that they claim to be a designer. That's very important. A developer, what I always tell people is never pay for development. If you pay for development, you're paying to kill yourself. You sort of have to get a developer who is great at what he does and who believes in your vision. And you can ask a developer friend to check their GitHub to know how good they are. And what I say is, if you find a great dev, you're blessed. If you find a horrible one, then I'm very sorry for you. So once you've put out your digital product, you then raise a round to take your product to the next level. So grants are a very good way. So we received the grant from Epic Games to take our product to the next level. Angel investors are great. And you can also then start to prepare for a seed round, to scale the product to a much, much bigger level. So the takeaway from here is, you get funding to build a validated product. So just to recap of everything, you first do your research to understand the problem. You solve problems with an MVP of the startup. You recruit your teammates to build the main product, and then once you get a lot of people buying or using the product, then you raise money to move to the next level.